School is here. Hello and welcome to WJTS in.form. I'm your host, Bill Potter. Joining me in the studio is the Superintendent of the Northeast Dubois School Corporation, and that is Bill Hochgesang, or Hochgesang, depending on what generation you come from. And Superintendent Hochgesang, it's good to have you here.
Well, it's great to be here, and it's an exciting time when school starts. And we're just, at Northeast Dubois, we're just really excited about this upcoming year.
Well, we are looking forward to a great year at Northeast Dubois. So let's first of all kind of acquaint people with the Northeast Dubois School Corporation.
Okay, well, Northeast Dubois consists of two elementaries. We have an elementary in Celestine, and we have an elementary in Dubois. And then we have the middle school in Dubois, and that's quite unique because at our middle school, we're grades 5 through 8. And that's very different for a middle school setting, but it works for us. And then our Northeast Dubois High School, which is also located in Dubois.
Okay, and school really starts this week, so we're getting,
we're registering tonight.
Yeah.
Tonight is our registration from 4 to 8, and then tomorrow from 8 to 3.
Okay. Now, with the school year, is there going to be any changes with school starting? Well, I guess maybe is Christmas break longer? Are we going to go?
Probably the biggest change is probably it comes in technology. As far as the calendar, we're not. I think we're starting 1 day sooner, so that's not a huge change. But it does seem like it gets earlier every year, doesn't it, Bill?
Yeah, it does. I can remember when I went to school, you never started till after Labor Day. Now they're starting at the beginning of August.
August 7th is our first student day.
Yeah.
But probably our biggest change comes in the area of technology.
But you're going to go with iPads this year.
Yes, we are.
Let's talk about that. That's got to be exciting for Northeast Dubois.
Well, we are changing a lot with iPad, or with technology in general, but iPads is a big part of that. Basically, this year, every student grades 7 through 12 will have an iPad. And that was a long process to get to where we are, but we're excited about where we are. We're excited about what that can do for our students and our learning. We started last fall, we started with the kids, Bill. We started asking them, what's a perfect school look like? What do you need to learn? And no matter if we polled kindergarten or seniors, they all said technology, and powerful technology, and technology that was there when they needed it, and they needed the latest, greatest technology. That's what they wanted.
Well, Northeast Dubois is a small school, like many different small schools, and it's got to be tough to be able to do that. I mean, the funding of that's got to be tough.
It was, and we kind of had to be a little creative there. We did add 100 new PCs in our labs. So we updated our labs. We had probably 10-year-old computers. So we updated those, and those worked great, even though you heard about all the testing problems, but they worked great for the I-STEP testing and the needs of our students. But our kids told us it's just taken too much of their time to walk down to the lab, to turn on, to wait a day because this class has it and that class has it. They wanted it, when they needed it, and we tried to get that done. And the creative part was we basically were replacing all our textbooks with the iPad. So now parents don't have to pay for textbooks. They're just going to pay for the rental of the iPad. So it's pretty much a wash, cost-wise, and I think that's important to parents, and that's what we tried to do. So it's kind of a win-win there.
It's probably not so much a wash in the weight now that students have to carry around with them.
I couldn't imagine what it'd be like to go from just this little iPad compared to what they were carrying around. And some of the other things we had to do is we had to up our Wi-Fi. All of a sudden, kids are going to be carrying these, which we had a bring your own technology initiative going before, and that's where we just let kids bring in whatever they had. But there was some flaws with that. You had all these different types of instruments coming in. What happens when they break down? Well, the kid doesn't have one, or the student doesn't have one for maybe weeks to a month. Where now we can hand them a loaner instantly on the spot, and they're never without their technology. The other big thing is we had to add Wi-Fi coverage. We went from basically 10 megabits per second to 100.
Wow.
We want to ensure that when they turn these things on, and they're going to work and work well. And another reason we went with Apple and the iPad is their dependability. Apple makes a really good product and a very powerful product. And you know, they say there's an app for that. That's true. and if there's not, there will be soon. And that's another reason we went with the Apple iPad, is because of it's so much more than just word processing.
Are there going to be any bugs to work out? I'd imagine, you know, the first time everybody turns them all on, something's going to happen.
Of course,
computers
there's
always
do
do that.
Of course, there's going to be bugs. But we hired one of our teachers, moved up to our technology integration specialist, Shanna Steckler, and she's been in all summer. We've hired her for the summer to get these things ready and get them to go. So she's working on those. We'll get there. Of course, there's going to be bugs and the unforeseen things, but we'll work through those.
So here I am. I'm a student. I have an iPad, and I go to math class. Mm-hmm. So my textbook is in the iPad, or how does that?
Well, we're going to use basically
the answers. I used to always flip to the back to find the answers. Now, how am I going to do that?
Well, you might not be able to flip to the back. Basically, we're going to use an app called My Big Campus. Some people would think it's kind of like Facebook in a way, because you can communicate with your teacher back and forth, or other students, and you can have that dialogue. But teachers will load assignments and load things right on into that for everyone to see. A beauty of it may be that a student can be absent, but they can still access what's going on in the class from home on that iPad.
Wow.
Instant access. Instant access.
So no more sick days. No
no excuses. Yeah. Yeah. It's
right
there for
you. The dog eat the homework.
No dog won't eat your iPad. No.
That's got to be really exciting for the students and for the teachers.
And I think the parents as well. I think for all constituents, I think it is very exciting. There's a lot of unknowns, and there's a lot of things that scare us as well as everyone else. But you know, we're going for it, and we're excited about it, and we're going to make it happen.
Well, that's great for Northeast Dubois, because you know, when these kids graduate and go to college, that's their life anyway.
Sure,
and that's the way it's going to be. Well,
sure.
really, that's
our life
living right now. Yeah, it's
our life.
Right.
I mean, without my cell phone, I'd be lost. It's my portable office.
Right.
And you know, I'd also have an iPad, and because that's how we started was before Christmas last year. Every teacher got an iPad. So we started. We all know kids know a lot more than us when it comes to technology, so we have to catch up.
That's right.
So we started already in December with giving all our staff iPads, all our teachers. And then this spring, we secured a grant to give all our teachers' aides, our teaching assistants, iPads. So if they're going to be helping students, they need that background and that instrument as well, so they know what's going on. So all our assistants. And then the next step is who else in our corporation needs it to do their job well. Our maintenance director has an iPad. Our secretaries, that's our next step. Do they need an iPad to perform their job? Who else? So our school board members have been given iPads.
It's all going to be connected.
Yes.
We're all just going to be interconnected.
Yes.
Well,
and it's exciting.
With the school board, you did change your strategic plan a little bit.
Yes, we did.
Let's talk about that a little.
Okay, we started a process in March where we had a public meeting. It's a little bit was with me being new to the position, and every school has a vision for their school and a mission statement. And to be honest, we had to dig pretty far to find ours. It's been done so long ago that, you know, is it really relevant? Is it really current? Is it really what we're all about? So we started with a public meeting to decide our vision. And from there, we had a follow-up meeting where we asked people to come back and help us actually write it. You know, we gathered some input. And so we ended up with our vision statement being that Northeast Dubois, a community inspiring tomorrow's minds today. So that's our vision. That's what we want to be. Then your mission statement, we moved on to that. And from that, we asked people to be a part of our strategic planning group. And it's made up of school board members, myself, principals, parents, and students, because we're making this vision and this mission our students. They need to be involved in the process. And having those students on board, everyone in that group would say, was probably the most powerful part of this process, was getting their input. Mm-hmm. You know, how do you learn? What do you need to make yourself successful? We need that input. And so our next step was our mission statement, and we came up with the mission of Northeast Dubois School Corporation is to ensure individual success by working together to provide powerful learning experiences. Learning has changed so much from our days, Bill. Mm-hmm. It's yes, just amazing. And you know, so much of how we learned was memorization and skill and drill. And it's just so different these days. And the resources are so much greater. And as we talked already about, the iPad is one of them. Right. And technology is just one piece, one resource, but there's so many out there.
Well, is there anything else that you'd like to add as Northeast Dubois gets ready to go and gets the school year up and running?
Well, I don't know what else to add other than I think I'm excited, our administration's excited, our teachers are excited, our students are excited, and our parents are excited. We're just ready to go, and we're ready to take on the future and see where everything goes. And as we find problems along the way, we'll find solutions.
Very good. Well, thank you very much for being
our guest.
Thank you,
Bill.
Our
Great
guest
to be
has
here.
been Superintendent Bill Hochgesang with the Northeast Dubois School Corporation, moving forward into the coming year as they pick up new technology with the iPads for all students. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for watching WJTS Inform. We are local people watching local people.